Have you ever stared at your ceiling at 3 a.m., your heart racing, thinking about bills you can't pay? If you haven't, stop watching. This isn't for you. But if you know that feeling, that heavy weight in your chest that makes it impossible to sleep, stay with me for the next few minutes. Last month, I spent 21 nights wide awake, scrolling through my bank account, trying to figure out how to make $247 cover $900 in bills. My hands would shake every time my phone buzzed. Was it another overdraft notice? Another bill collector? Another reminder of how I was failing? But today, I sleep like a baby. Not because I'm rich, not because I won the lottery, but because I discovered something so simple, yet so powerful. It changed everything. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what it is. Let me take you back to my worst night. 3:47 a.m., sitting on my bathroom floor, having a full-blown panic attack. My chest felt tight, my hands wouldn't stop shaking, and I couldn't breathe. Why? Because I'd just checked my bank account, again, for the 15th time that day. You see, I wasn't always like this. I had what people call a normal life. Decent job, paying $52,000 a year. But somehow, I was still drowning. Every night became a nightmare of mental math. If I pay the electric bill today, can I make the car payment next week? What about groceries? The numbers would spin in my head until sunrise. The anxiety wasn't just in my head, it was destroying my body. I'd lost 15 pounds in 2 months because my stomach was always in knots. Dark circles under my eyes from averaging 3 hours of sleep. My hair was falling out from stress. And the worst part? I couldn't tell anyone. How do you explain to people that you're lying awake all night, terrified about money, when you have what looks like a good job? My breaking point? It wasn't the maxed out credit cards. It wasn't the overdraft fees. It wasn't even the constant calls from bill collectors. No, it was the night I found myself Googling how to sell my plasma at 4 a.m. because I needed to make my car payment. Me, a college graduate with a corporate job, seriously considering selling my blood just to make it through the month. The shame was suffocating. During video calls at work, I'd put on a brave face, pretending everything was fine. But as soon as the camera turned off, I'd curl up in my chair, overwhelmed by anxiety. Every notification sound made my heart race. Every email could be another bill. Every call could be another collector. Sleep? That was just a distant memory. Everything changed because of a random YouTube comment. Sounds crazy, right? There I was, at 2 a.m., watching How to Fall Asleep Fast videos, when I saw it. Someone wrote, "Money anxiety isn't about money, it's about control." I must have read that line 50 times. That's when something clicked. All those nights lying awake? I wasn't just worried about money. I was terrified because I felt completely out of control. Every bill felt like a surprise attack. Every expense felt like an ambush. I was living in constant fight-or-flight mode, and my body was screaming for help. Here's what hit me hardest. I was spending more time worrying about money than actually managing it. Think about that. I could recite my account balance down to the cent, but I couldn't tell you where my money was actually going. I was like someone drowning in the ocean, so panicked about drowning that I couldn't even see the life preserver floating right next to me. That night, something shifted in my brain. Instead of doing my usual 3 a.m. panic scroll through my bank account, I did something different. Something so simple, it seems ridiculous that it changed everything. But before I tell you what it was, I need you to understand something. This isn't about getting rich. This isn't about making more money. This is about taking back control, about being able to close your eyes at night without your heart racing. Here's exactly what I did. And I mean exactly. No complicated financial advice. No invest in crypto nonsense. Just the real, simple thing that helped me sleep again. I created what I now call my anxiety audit. Every time I felt that chest-tightening panic about money, I wrote down three things: the time, what triggered it, and what I was afraid would happen. Sounds too simple, right? But stay with me. The patterns I discovered were shocking. 78% of my panic attacks happened between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m., when I couldn't do anything about money anyway. I was losing sleep over things I couldn't even fix at that moment. Even worse, I discovered I was checking my bank account 32 times a day. 32 times. Each check triggering another wave of anxiety. So I made my first rule: no checking bank accounts after 7 p.m., period. No exceptions. Instead, I created what I call my money morning. Every day at 8 a.m., I spend exactly 15 minutes checking accounts, planning for bills, and making any needed decisions. That's it. One focused time to deal with money. The rest of the day, I live my life. But here's where it gets interesting. I realized something huge. I wasn't just afraid of not having enough money. I was afraid of not knowing what was coming. So I created my no surprises system. I got a cheap calendar and wrote down every single bill, when it was due, and exactly how much it was. For the first time in years, I could see everything coming. No more ambush bills. Then, I did something that felt terrifying at first. I added up all my debt. Every credit card, every loan, everything. The total? $23,467. Seeing that number was like ripping off a Band-Aid. It hurt, but now I could actually deal with it. It wasn't this mysterious monster hiding in the shadows anymore. It was just a number. Next came what I call the sleep-safe number. I figured out exactly how much I needed each month for basic survival: rent, utilities, minimum payments, basic food. Mine was $2,180. Just knowing this number changed everything. Why? Because now I knew exactly what I needed to be safe. Everything else was just extra. The biggest change came from my tomorrow list. Every night before bed, instead of lying awake worrying, I write down any money concerns I have. But here's the key. Next to each worry, I write one specific action I can take tomorrow to address it. Can't pay a bill? Tomorrow's action: call the company and ask about payment plans. Worried about overdraft? Tomorrow's action: call bank about overdraft protection options. Let me show you exactly how to set this up. I'm talking step by step, exactly what to do, starting tonight. First, grab your phone, right now. Open your Notes app and create 3 lists: money triggers, must-pay bills, and sleep-safe number. These 3 lists are your new best friends. Your money triggers list is where you'll track every single time money anxiety hits you. What caused it? What time was it? Write it all down. Next step, and this is crucial: delete your banking app from your phone. Yes, really. But that's crazy, I hear you saying. No, what's crazy is checking your account 32 times a day and having a panic attack each time. Instead, download it on your tablet or computer, something you don't carry with you 24/7. Now for your must-pay bills list. Write down everything with a due date. Everything. Even that $9.99 Netflix subscription. Next to each bill, write 3 things: the due date, the minimum payment required, and what I call the grace period: how many days late you can be before it really hurts you. Knowledge is power, especially at 3 a.m. Here's where it gets powerful: creating your sleep-safe number. Add up the absolute minimum you need each month to keep your lights on, roof over your head, and basic food in your fridge. Don't include takeout, shopping, or fun money. Just survival basics. This number becomes your anxiety anchor. Mine was $2,180. Knowing this number changed everything, because now I knew exactly what okay looked like. The game changer comes next: your money morning routine. Pick a time. I do 8 a.m. and set a 15-minute timer. This is your only time to check accounts, pay bills, or make money decisions. The rest of the day, money thoughts go in your tomorrow list. Think of it like containing a fire. You're giving money worry its own time and place instead of letting it burn through your whole day. For the tomorrow list system, get a small notebook just for this. Every time money anxiety hits, especially at night, write down the specific worry and just one, action you can take tomorrow about it. Worried about electric bill? Tomorrow, call about budget billing plan. Having an action plan kills anxiety's favorite fuel, helplessness. Let me show you exactly what happened when I started this system. No exaggerations, just real results with real numbers. Week 1 was interesting. The first night without checking my bank account? Pure torture. My hands were literally shaking. But I wrote down every anxiety spike instead. Total that week, 47 money panic moments. But here's what was fascinating. 41 of them happened after 9 p.m., when I couldn't do anything about money anyway. By week 2, something shifted. My sleep tracker, just a free app on my phone, showed I was getting 5.5 hours of sleep instead of my usual 3. Still not great, but almost double. The number of times I thought about money dropped from 47 to 28. And get this, I actually started waking up before my alarm, without that knot of dread in my stomach. Month 1's biggest win? I hadn't had a single 3 a.m. panic attack. Not one. My money morning routine meant I dealt with everything at 8 a.m., when businesses were actually open and I could take action. My blood pressure, yes, I track it, dropped from 142/90 to 128/82. My doctor was shocked. By month 2, I noticed something incredible. I could watch movies without checking my phone every 10 minutes. I could go out to dinner without mentally calculating my bank balance between every bite. The constant background hum of money anxiety was gone. Just gone. 3 months in, the results were undeniable. Sleep increased from 3 hours to 7 hours per night. Panic attacks dropped from 12 per month to 0. Lost the 15 pounds I'd gained from stress eating. Hair stopped falling out. Actually started dreaming again. I hadn't realized I'd stopped. Listen, I'm not a sleep expert. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just someone who got tired of staring at their ceiling at 3 a.m., terrified about money. Someone who finally found a way to sleep again. Remember how I started this story? Checking my bank account 32 times a day, having panic attacks on my bathroom floor, losing sleep, losing hair, losing hope. That person feels like a stranger now. Not because my money problems magically disappeared, but because I finally learned how to control my response to them. Here's what I want you to do tonight. Yes, tonight. When you're lying in bed and that money anxiety starts creeping in, don't reach for your phone to check your bank account. Instead, grab a piece of paper and write down what's worrying you. Just write it down. That's all. Tomorrow at 8 a.m., you can deal with it. But tonight, you sleep. 1 month from now, you'll either be exactly where you are, lying awake, checking your account for the 20th time, heart racing, or you'll be sleeping peacefully, knowing you have a system to handle things tomorrow. The choice is yours. But remember this, every successful journey starts with one small step. Your step? Put down your phone, pick up that paper, write down your worry, and then sleep. Really sleep. Because tomorrow you start taking back control. Your peaceful nights start today. Right now. Let's do this.